Howdy, folks. Welcome once again to the Shed of Dreams. Hope everybody is well this fine day. Let's see who is in the chat. We have Dino, we have Aaronville, we have Wolfsex Scenics, Paul Wood, we have Jean Ricard. Very good day to you. We've got Summer Breeze Model Railway, which is John and Holly. Hello, John and Holly. Hey, Marsh West Junction Andy has joined us in the chat. Digger Evans, the man of another shed. Ivo Van Zorn, hello, Ivo. 78 with the Metropa cars. Indeed, yes. I thought, I'll give them a shot. And why not? Yes. They both say on them Spiesswagen. I gather that's some kind of buffet or restaurant car. Just correct me if I'm right or wrong there, Ivo. We have Parsikill Station. Hello, Charlie. How's stately Canada today? Fair weather, I hope. Chuck Schreiber has joined us from South Texas. Windsor Valley Railroad. You're here. Coffee's brewing. Got the coffee? Yes. I was just Schlafwagen sleeper car. Okay. Yes. The memory comes back. Anthony Dodge, a very good day to you, Anthony. Hope you are recovered from Artie's stream, which I must admit was great. I really enjoyed that last night, or early morning. Joe Rader, the Black Rock Central Railroad. Nice to see you. SJ Train World has joined us. Oh my God, it's the Tuna Dog. Good afternoon, everyone. Indeed, SJ. It is the Tuna Dog man himself. The door is waving in the breeze at the moment. I'll attempt to fix that in a minute. Yes, it got very windy yesterday. Glad you enjoyed it. I very much did, Artie. Yeah, that was super. Really enjoyed that. It's always great seeing other people's stations. Obviously, I know what King's Cross looks like. You know, I've seen it most of my life. Sheddy Wood has joined us. Hello, Rob. Nice to see you. Rob is going live this afternoon at 3 o'clock our time. So for Australia, that's probably, and New Zealand, that's probably well into the morning, the next morning. They've got a lot of work done during the live stream. Yes. Well, when our King's Cross is underground. Well, that's funny, actually, because, Rick and Pauline, what are they? Well chuffed? Proper chuffed? Well chuffed? Well chuffed? Can't remember. Anyway, Rick and Pauline were on this morning, and they, out of one of their lucky dips, they got a set of hydraulic buffers. There's Clive. Hello, Clive. Nice to see you. Delft Junction Pete. Way. Hello. And two. There's a wave. Hope the live stream goes well without any gremlins. Yes, I hope so too. Andy Dobson. Hi, Andy has joined us. Nice to see you. Yes, they had a set of hydraulic buffers. I've got a set over in the station, which are the Pico variety. I think these were more of the Hornby, old chunky variety. And they used to have these, the real thing, at King's Cross. They were huge, polished steel hydraulic buffers set into concrete. A whole train could hit it and it would literally stop the train. Yeah, it would probably concertina, but you've probably seen Harlem Station in Ocean's 12. Yes, possibly. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah. And then one day during the 90s, they got ripped out and they disappeared. Some kind of remodeling. And what we got in their place was these twisted metal dead loss things with lots of lights on and funky painted yellow and black warning paint. But if you hit one of those with a brake fan, it would probably crumple. If you hit it with the whole train, it would go through it like it wasn't there. So uh, I really don't know what the thought behind that was, if indeed there was any. Is it that the parts were unavailable because they were installed in 1908, or what was the deal? Or did they test them and they failed? I just don't know. They just disappeared. And Dwight has joined us in the chat. Hello, Dwight. And Dwight will be going live today, I understand. Yes, I'm running today the Wrexham in Shropshire, which is still on the layout because I need it for paint reference. And I thought I'd get out the Class 78. There's a thing with the Class 78 I just discovered. Obviously, this here Class 78 comes from Beatties, which was a big train store. New style buffers are safer when crashing passenger cars into them. Less tendency to lift the vehicle. Quite possibly. But then once they go through them, it's concrete after that. And I don't think that would prevent it lifting the vehicle. They're very lightweight construction compared to the old hydraulic buffers. But never mind. Anyway, Flashman. Yes, it has the Beatties sign on there, which obviously doesn't mean anything. But what I didn't realise was there is another on the back. I obviously picked it from the front and put it on the back. And that there says £133. Now, that was a king's ransom when I bought this, which must have been from around 1983, 84, something like that, when I started work, or I was in a sufficiently well-paid enough job to get something like this. £133. So when people start moaning about the price of things, that was a king's ransom back then. And I must have been really determined that I wanted to get something like a Great Escape train to actually go and buy this. The other good news is I got my bottom set of choppers. Choppers being teeth in our English parlance or UK parlance. So I have now a full set of choppers. And they're not perfect, but whose teeth are perfect? US locos are so much more affordable than this country. Well, that depends, Pete. If you go for the high end, you're looking at $700, $800, getting near $1,000 now for something like a big boy. As you go down through to the second-hand market, you're still getting Athens Blue Box, Atlas, Proto 1000, Proto 2000. Cheapest HO78 you can get now is around $379. How many weeks' wages would I have blown on that Fleischmann? That's what I'm trying to think. I mean, back in the day, I wasn't earning a fantastic amount of money when I started work. So Blazy, Roger has joined us. Hello, Roger. Hope you're well, mate, and starting to get your mojo back. So, yeah, £133 for a 4077 Fleischmann Class 78. That was a bloody lot of money. And I must have really wanted it to fork out that kind of money. How many years ago was that? Let's say conservatively 1984, something like that. I bought this, or let's say 85, 95, 2005, 2015, 2025. That's 40 years old. Plus, it was probably sitting on the shelf, shitting on the shelf for maybe another year. The ESU one is double that. Yeah, well, I imagine it probably would be. But 300 and, yeah, just double the price in 40 years. That's not bad. That's not bad. So that must have been, we was gouged back in the day, obviously by BTs. I don't know if they were a comparable amount of money on the continent, but I know we must have paid through the nose. Get your teeth in straight. Yeah. Actually, they fit quite well because I haven't actually used any Dento-Fix glue or anything to stick them to the gum. So it's just vacuum that's holding them in at the moment. So yeah, vacuums are us. So I've got the Wrexham and Shropshire running at the moment. I've still got the coal load on the layout from last week, and as a backup, I've always got the trusty Helljan Bayer Garrett that's sitting there ready to go. ESU has pulse smoke, remote coupler control, and separately controlled third headlight on some. Okay, so you're paying for quite a few features. This was just a highly detailed model back in the day, and as you can see, it's obviously got some kind of pancake or ring-filled motor in there. I mean, I have had it apart and added a little bit of lubrication here and there, a little bit of cleaning, but it's still working. 40 years later, it's still working and working well. It's a bit noisy, but then weren't they all back in the day? These wagons obviously have, let's just slow that down a little, Profi couplings on them. And I managed to get hold of a Profi coupling for the Marklin barrel wagon. It's not the right one, but when I've compared it to the number next door, I got the one for like a rack and pinion type car, which has an elevated stud on there so it doesn't rub on the track. But effectively, it's the same type of coupler as the next one in line, which is for conventional track. I have that Fleischmann one in different colours. They can be quite silent. Well, this one isn't, Ivo. I can't say I've had a fantastic amount of use out of it over the years. It comes out high days and holidays and when I feel like a German boost, which is occasionally. Thanks, Pete. Couldn't believe how well we did. Really lucky day. Yeah, that was quite a score you got there, Liz. Lots and lots of bits and pieces. It was funny about the Wienermobile. Obviously, it's a wagon that is made for transporting sausages. But yes, very kind of you to give me a mention. Most appreciated. In fact, I was tickled pink. I was. I really am. I am. Thank you. Yeah. Andrew D. King. Hello, Andrew. I haven't caught up with your fishing escapades yet, but I will. But it gets next Saturday. Well, so will I, Andrew. I'm undecided on the Sunday yet. We've left it open. Richard's off. So he's off Saturday and he's off Sunday. He's working at the moment. He's doing a 12-hour shift, poor sod. But anything for you, Andy. That's very kind of you, Liz. What can I say? Lift the glasses. There we go. Yeah, wake up, man. Wake up. Sorry, Roger. It sounds like you remember those days. Huh. Yeah. As far as the memory goes, the memory's still intact, but memory becomes selective. I tend to want to use the... if you want to reduce the noise, push a little on the gear clips as they tend to rattle. Oh, okay. All useful information. I mean, I can't really say it bothers me that much. I've got locomotives that make a hell of a lot more noise than that one. Would you chaps like to do me a live stream from the train show at the end of the month here in Sydney? Yeah, why not, Artie? Yeah, love it. Are you going to take Richard along as well? Not my son Richard, but the Richard who was with you at the event last night, or I should say yesterday. Roger won't be at Getz, a crucial time on my late father's estate next year, hopefully. Okay, Roger. Well, you just have to do what you have to do, mate. It's one of those things. I've suffered the same kind of thing, and the estate and all of its machinations takes ages and ages. So I empathise with you, old chump. He can come too if he's free. Well, he's free for Getz, which is next weekend. So I don't think he can be two places at once unless he puts his funds inside his belt and jaunts like they did on tomorrow's. What was it? The Tomorrow People. Remember that? When you were a toddler, you lived in a cave. No, it was more like a cardboard box in the middle of the road, actually. But there you go. There's a video of the West Somerset Railway weed killing train being released at 6, if anyone's interested. An uncommon sight, I'm sure. Yes, indeed. Who was it who produced a weed killing train? I think it was a Fison's weed killing train. It said so on the side. From what I can recall, it was green and beige, something like that. I think it was done. Was it Invicta Models? Had it produced from, I don't know, Replica Railways or Daypole. Sorry, it was for Wolfsex Scenics. I can understand that. Having a jab at Paul. But it's all good fun. No gets for me this year. So pissed off. Well, Mick, you can't do everything that we want to do. It's just, it's time, it's money, it's life gets in the way. You know what it's like. Lilliput did the Deutsche Bahn one. Oh, okay. Well, obviously I wanted something period for the Class 78. So I tried to get, what is it, Era 2, which covers the Second World War. Obviously the Great Escape was set in the Second World War, towards the end of it. But I did my best with the resources I had available. That's a theme. That's a theme going through my life. Do the best you can with the resources available. I remember being really frustrated in the days when we never had the internet. Books were out of print, very little on the TV that quenched my interests. Periodicals and publications very rarely came out with anything that interested what I was interested in, and it was frustration. The Great Escape train matches pretty well what you have. Well, thank you for that, Ivo. It was an expensive jaunt into German railways, so I thought if I'm going to do it, yeah, let's do it. And I'm glad I did. It's one of those things that's very precious now because I've had it so long. It's lasted so well, and it's still working all these years later. Yeah, we'll do the best we can. It's when I was looking for books on things like the Land Speed Record and Donald Campbell. After somebody dies, the interest in them just flatlines. So all the books go out of print, and those that are out there just disappear. And it's only when you discover secondhand bookstores and can actually get to those bookstores which was when I actually got a push bike, and my dad got me that, that I could get around, and my my geographic boundaries expanded, and I could get to shops which had rare books, obviously pay through the nose, and I could go out and meet like-minded people. But be careful what you wish for there. Um, eh, Never mind. Um, I must admit, it was like waiting for Christmas all the time, waiting for an article to come out in powerboat and water skiing, or I don't know, motor magazine. You've been 30 plus and it was very hot. Well, it looked like a lovely day when you was at Sydney yesterday, Artie. Yesterday, today. Anthony says, Maura, Joyce and I are thinking of staying in Bristol a few days. Bristol, oh, okay. We want to go down to the Yeovil area. That's interesting. UK trip is going to be a bit of a family history tour. Oh, I understand. Okay, Yeovil. All right, okay. The Yeovil Valley. Yeah, Yeovil. Is that Devon? Is it Devon? Is it Somerset? Is it Dorset? Somebody remind me. Where's Yeovil? Obviously, Yeovil is where the aircraft museum is. So I remember going there a couple of times. Yeovilton. I think that is that in Devon? Oh, somebody put me right, or put me out of my misery. 32 degrees centigrade. I remember temperatures like that. At the moment, it's something like half that, something like 14 degrees. Somerset. Okay, Somerset. Thank you for that, Andrew. I will see you next Saturday, and we will chat about Somerset over. Oh yeah. Talking of which, you've got to grease the gears. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Yes. So what's been happening this week? Obviously the Rapido 01 came out, and people have been enjoying that. Bachmann also announced the Class 13, which is two 08 shunters coupled together. But although it's an expensive unit, if you bought the two Class 08s individually and put them together, it will cost more money. So there is a price difference there. Not going to say it's going to save the bank, but yeah, it looks like a good model, and people have been asking for it for years. The kit builders had a field day putting it all together, finding parts for it. But yeah, I think it's a good move. Although there were only 3 sets in real life which ever did anything, and they were used around the big coal stations like Toten and places like that, which use a lot of coal. I think up in the Midlands, there were 3 sets of these Class 13 coupled units, and they were quite powerful. Slow, but powerful. So Bachmann are going to produce that. It's Bachmann UK. And the other thing that came out this week was the Class 104 diesel multiple unit from Helljan. And there's also been, I think it was Proper Chuff did a review on that, which was quite a good one. But the only detail he didn't go into, he went into all the detail of the lights and how it couples together and blah, blah, blah. But master and slave, yes, Rob. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. With the Class 104, they've obviously put traction tyres on it because it's maybe a bit of a lightweight. And because you can get 2 and 3 car units, it may well be pulling near its maximum before it starts to spin. So they've put traction tyres on it, which are of a good profile. But he didn't go on to tell us about where the motor is and how the motor unit manifests itself. So that's still a bit of a mystery. I'm not sure if it's a central mounted motor underneath, like Daypole attempted to do with the class 121, 122, and then have a cardan shafts going out to the bogies. I don't know if they've done that. So that's a bit of a mystery. But again, it's an expensive model for what it is. Paint job on it is fantastic. It does look like a really nice model. They're selling it only as DCC ready. They haven't gone to the expense of putting sound chips in it, but you can go for a 21-pin MTC, and that will give you all the functions sound chip. So a locked sound 21-pin MTC, not MK, is the way to go. It does look a good model, Rob, but again, yes, it is pricey. But time will tell. If Helgian have produced a lot of them and they don't sell very well, they'll end up with somebody like Rails of Sheffield, TMC, and the price will plummet, and we can all get in there and grab a bargain. That I think is the way forward. The difficulty there comes with the oddity liveries. There's one for Scotland, which looks really, really quite good. I can't remember what they said it. It's some kind of funky livery in red and white, and it looks really good. How many weeks of a bread and butter diet? Well, I suppose you could live on it, but it tastes like dung. That's my best Australian. You can live on it, but it tastes like dung. Where did I get that from? Was that Crocodile Dundee? Sorry about that. The Mexican bean livery. Yeah, thank you, Rob. I could not get that. Think Mexico. Yeah, have a taco. Yeah, the movie. I just eat dog or cat food. Ah, welcome, Eric. Hello, Eric. How are you? Just eat dog or cat food. Well, in theory, you can, because it's. Whereas before they used to put on the tin, not for human consumption. Because some people obviously did eat it, they had to up the game a bit. So it is actually fit for human consumption, just in case you get the tins mixed up when you're making your dinner. So interesting one, that. Many a crazy word said in jest. Not when you want to buy trains. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, so I'll be interested to hear a little more about Anthony's ancestry in Yeovil. So you came from the Carrot Crunchers, did you? Oh, well. Didn't get my teeth yet. Well, Eric, I've got mine. There's two here down in the front, and 2 up the back, which I've lived without for years now, because they were the first to go. And he scanned my gums with this funky light machine, which obviously bounces light and it builds up a picture on his screen. So he's getting around my mouth, and it builds up a picture on the screen. So, and then on Friday, went down there, and he opened this little box, bing, and out come this tiny little prosthetic, and he just popped it in. It just went straight in, And I thought, oh, that's so comfortable. And then little look in the mirror. Oh, I've got teeth again. It's only when the teeth start being extracted or falling out that you realise how much you miss them. All I know is 3 generations of grandfathers were born or died in East Coker, Middle Chinook. Oh, okay. This is all interesting. This is all grist to the mill. Where would Somerset records be kept, I wonder? Probably in local parishes, I would have thought, unless it's in Yeovil itself and they've all centralised everything. But that's worth looking into if you're really going to. Yeah. But then there's lots of it online as well now. Lots of things have been put into digital format. Still on the mind. I'm working on Pete. Okay. I've obviously missed something there. Hope you're getting better. Yeah, I do hope you're recovering well, Dwight. It's a hell of a fall you had, and you're obviously still suffering from it. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and once the damage is done, it's going to take some time to fix yourself. Start doing your research, yeah. We also lived in Kent for at least 3 generations, 14th, 15th century before Somerset. Just do not know where. Well, Kent's a pretty big place. But, I mean, you've obviously got the familiar places like Canterbury, but then you've also got the Isle of Thanet, which includes Ramsgate, Margate, Broadstairs, and then it extends all the way back to Sevenoaks, which is in Kent. Yeah, there's quite a few big towns there. So used to endure a mouthful of goo. I wish they'd used the light. Yes. Oh, I hated that stuff, Eric, where they had this cold. It was like a cold compress, and they stick it over your remaining teeth and your gums, and it's freezing cold, absolutely freezing cold, and the chill goes straight into your hot teeth, and it's like somebody shoving an ice cream, a really cold ice cream, into your mouth at the height of summer. Awful. So obviously my dentist is a national health dentist, so this kind of technology has wound its way down to the national health now, so should be okay. Chemical reaction makes it cold, reaction of its setting. Yeah, well, obviously the pain of that goes right through, the shock of it goes right through your teeth, right through your, and your nervous system is screaming. It's like those ice cold ultrasonic cleaning units they use on your just where the gum line is. Incredibly painful. It's absolutely awful. Andy, RGJ can't see you live as they are on a ferry, and the internet connection is close to non-existent. Okay, thanks for filling us in on that one. I did wonder if they were okay, but obviously if they're on the ferry, yeah, that. Plus, it might be doing this kind of thing, particularly as we've had those storms. And you know what it's like on ferries. They do. You get this figure of 8 roll, and ooh, that's it. Yeah, off we go. I mean, my wife couldn't go on a pond without vomiting. It's very, very motion sick. Trying to get my tanker challenge video this evening. I have way too many tankers. How can you ever have enough tankers? Irish Sea or somewhere a little less bumpy? Yeah, the Irish Sea is bumpy. You're right there, Ivo. You've probably suffered it yourself. That's probably why you know. The only place I can think of that's worse is something like the Bay of Biscay, where you've got the Atlantic meeting the English Channel, and when those two come together, seas can become mountainous. Yeah. Oh, St Mary's Church, Model Railway. Hello, Stuart. Nice to see you. Keep up the good work on those Class 66s. It's amazing what the community could do, getting all those bits and pieces together for you. And it's nice that you've gone to the trouble of installing them all and getting them all working. Brilliant stuff. Sure, I could spare a couple. So, ferry up the Shetland in the storm is one of my favourite childhood memories. Favourite? Adults all puking, me running around having the time of my life. Yeah, now I get that. I get that. Yeah. The last time it really got rough and I was on the ship, the restaurant was empty. The restaurant was absolutely empty. There was me and about two other couples in there, and I was stuffing it in. I don't get seasick in the heavy sea. I just don't. But it's always trying to stretch out the appointment so they can make more money off me. Yeah, I'm afraid that's a feature in America that I've been hearing, Eric. But there you go. And Surfy, Timber Surfers joined us. Hello, Timber. Nice to see you. Looking forward to seeing you next Saturday at the Great Electric Train Show. For those of you that don't know, and I'm sure you do, the Great Electric Train Show is at Milton Keynes MK Dons Bowl next Saturday and Sunday. I will be attending on the Saturday. The Sunday is open, so if there's, let's say we got around half of all the exhibits that we wanted to see and we wasn't quite fulfilled, then we could go on the Sunday and fill in the gaps. I think that's what we did last year, but last year was special because Anthony and Joyce was there, and it was so great to be in their company. I just come back for more. I can't put it any more simple than that. Very kind of people. All 6 done now. That's excellent news, Stuart. I know it's obviously an intricate struggle to drill those. I'll spray that again. To drill those little lights out. Yeah, it's tough. But you've obviously stuck with it and done a really good job of it. Really pleased for you, mate. I like seeing strange ones too. What on earth are you talking about, Dwight? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. 80,450 people use Sydney Station to go to the footy grand finals after my stream. Okay. So how big's the stadium? Did everyone travel by train? Interesting. 25 confirmed coming, and Charlie, of course. Charlie is coming. I don't know if you're in the country now or you're arriving just before Charlie. Perhaps you can let us know. I've heard of Get Sandy. Is it good there? Yeah, it's very good. It's got a nice vibe to it. It's not the biggest, but it would benefit from not having Pete Waterman's layout there. Sorry to say that, but it's too big. It's too big. You could have another 6 or 7 vendors or exhibits there selling stuff or showing us stuff rather than this massive great layout, which is I think it's done its turn now. It got the world record for the biggest mobile layout. They ought to have called it quits, but they're going on with it. So breaking news is that St. Blasey TND is up for sale, including the turntable. Whoa. Okay. Well, make sure that's well publicised, Roger, and good luck with that. It was an epic whirlwind for sure. Sadly, some people coming this year would have liked to have met last year. It was an epic visit. It was indeed. It was. It was a visit of biblical proportions. We were visited. And I enjoyed every second of it. I really did. Arrived Tuesday morning in Manchester, then head to Bristol for a few days, then over to MK on Friday. You like to travel well, Charlie, don't you? And that's good. Some crazy pre-World War One era tank cars I have. Lighting gas, ceramic vats, multiple variations on the wooden vat on chassis. That sounds good, actually. That sounds really good. Anyway, let's get you down onto the track so you can see these a little more closely. Here we go. I've still got the this strange-looking contraption, which is the railhead treatment train with the funky Class 68 on the front. I can actually put some Wrexham and Shropshire stickers on this. There's a little clear patch there. They'll go on just fine. So that should be good. Oh, there's the RS7 that I got a couple of weeks ago for £15. Bargain. And there's the Class 78. When I was looking at the second one of these, Ivo, it's got a little, like a ring arm around one of the axles. Is that an electrical pickup? I'll have to keep an eye on the... If you reply to this, I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. And here comes the Wrexham and Shropshire Class 67. 2 standard coaches and the DVT. Driving van trailer. Yeah, it sure does, Artie. I'm glad I got that now because Dapol didn't make them forever. They did lots of clean ones, they did lots of dirty ones, and that was it. So now on the second-hand market, because they're a bit delicate, parts fall off of them. So it's difficult to get an intact one, and you have to pay through the nose for what's there, unfortunately. As there are no gas pipes and vents on the roof, it has electric lights. Yeah, let's just, I'll give Ivo a look at this. Right, I'll just slow him down. Right, let's just grab this one off of here. There we go. Right, on the axle there, there's this sort of arm, Ivo, coming off of the bogie onto the axle, and it's like that. If you can see that, let's move a little closer. Yeah, can you see that? It's where am I at? There. And I'm wondering what on earth that is. So perhaps you can tell me. It looks like it may be an electrical pickup, but it could be just something to hold the bogie. I expect. I don't know. That is the generator unit. Is that just something they've modelled? And if they have, I mean, it encompasses the whole axle. It's a whole thing that goes, the axle goes right through it. So, I mean, if they've modelled that, yeah, great. But I'm just wondering why. There we go. And off we go. The generator unit. Oh, okay. I know they have generator units hanging under our Mark 1 coaches, which seem to be like a huge ball about this size with what do they call it? A fan belt power in it. driven by the leather or rubber belt that goes over the axle. Later ones are mounted to the outside of the bodies. Oh, okay. I just find it strange that they've actually modelled it to encompass the whole axle, because it obviously bears on the axle and slows it down a bit. So it's just a little counterintuitive, I think. Yeah, pulleys. Yeah. Obviously, we have a similar kind of setup to the Germans and the Dutch and the French. But I think you'll agree, Fleischmann did a really nice job on the wood effect sides. Maura. I have to get off now. Have a great week and enjoy Gets. I will, Maura. Thank you very much for coming along. Always great to see you. And I hope you don't get too much of a storm over in the Emerald Isle. What do the doctors reckon, Artie? Are you going to be stuck with that kind of pain permanently and just have to learn to deal with it? Or can they go in again and fix it up? My advice: how to remove the transfers off my rectum and structure DVT without removing the paint. Just becomes a plain silver DVT. I can put with my cross-country set. Oh, right. Well, if the transfers are tempo printed, just use your thumbnail. Just use the edge of the thumbnail and give it a rub. And if it's a tempo print, it will come straight off and leave the paint intact underneath. That's the best way to start, Stuart. If it needs anything more aggressive than that, then you're going to go into things like T-cut and IPA and things like that, which are quite aggressive. And they tend to lift the paint as well. So I found out on the Grand Central coach, the buffet, that if I just rub my nail along the it's not a transfer, it's a tempo print, it actually comes off. Give it a blow, rub it again, and eventually it's all gone and the paint underneath is completely intact. That's a bummer, Artie. You're just going to have to sort of live with it, which is it's a shame to live with any kind of that kind of pain. VIP. Oh, you got the VIP one. That's 55 quid, you know. That's a lot of money. Yeah, I'll bet it does, Artie. Particularly when it does give you quite a bit of jip, there's nobody to complain at. Except if you look in the mirror. I wonder if something like taking up the guitar might help your hand a bit, Artie. But if it's too far gone, then That might be beyond the realms of possibility. $46.26. Get him, Eric. Get him. Daisy, will you do the honours? Gentlemen, if you'd like to hit the like button, we'd be most appreciative. Too far gone, eh? Ah, dear. So we won't see Artie doing any Eric Clapton licks. The thumbs up has been thumped. Well, thank you, Pete. And John and Holly, they're always having a busy time on Sundays. So thank you for coming in and enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, the worst Daisy impression ever. Sorry about that, Joyce. Yeah, I really mangled that one, didn't I? Ah, I see Dwight has got to clean the crusty meat pie cage today. Interesting, that one. Do they take a lot of clearing out? I mean, if they poo as fast as they can walk, I don't think they'll be producing much. Yeah, bass guitar. Sam's Trains, hello there, has got a good point there. The bass guitar, you could be the next Jack Bruce, Artie. But unfortunately, that might make you very arrogant with it. So maybe that's not such a good idea. Perhaps you can go into a funky Mark King mode. Andrew, I think Dwight's version of the turtle is a landlubber. Well, I hope it is, because it'll be craving for water by now. I'd imagine that there's a huge soup bowl or something with lots of water in it. I wonder if it's a tortoise and not a turtle, or a terrapin. But Dwight did say it was a turtle, so I believe him. Oh, Eric's off. Cheers, Eric. Have a good day, mate. Had the turtle for 26 years. That's a pretty good innings there, Dwight. I would imagine that turtles live even longer than that. Turtle, because he couldn't tell them apart. Smart, actually. Yeah, indeed. Have a bowl of water for it, and it sits in it a lot. Yeah, well, I would imagine it would do. You've got to grease your joints, haven't you? Rail Stalker Adventures. Well, welcome. Yeah, the steamer's a Class 78 made by Fleischmann way back in the 80s. The two coaches that are behind it, I picked up just recently. I was in the local model shop and they winked at me and said, do you want to buy me? So I did. Profi couplings, which mean nice close coupling. And I thought, I can run that behind the 78 and it will look the part. Two different shades of wood that they put on it. I think it's very, very attractive. Coming the other way, Class 67 in the now defunct Wrexham and Shropshire funky grey and silver, which I really like the livery on this. I thought it was really, really smart. And it carried over into the Chiltern Railways. They just removed the names, obviously. But I really like the grey and silver, and now they've gone and changed it. But never mind, it's still set firmly in the mind, in the memory. And we got Randall in the chat. Hello, Randall. Randall Ellison. The man of many exhibition shows. Right, ladies and gents, let me just grab said camera. We're back on the prop. Here we are. Back again. This is my ugly mug, but not much I can do about that. Plastic surgery is a wonderful thing, but I don't think it would lend itself to my rather craggy and crusty exterior. But there you go. Well, I'll just have to live with it. And unfortunately, so will you. Never mind. There's not much we can do about our bodily state. And if you do try and change it, there's a good chance it can turn out horribly wrong. Thanks, Artie. You get some sleep, mate. Dino, Dwight live stream tonight. Oh, yeah, there's thank you for doing that, Dino. Rob is on 3 o'clock our time, which is an hour's time. So in an hour, Rob will go live at I'm having difficulty thinking of Rob's name on YouTube. Is it Shedley Wood? See, when push comes to shove, the memory just fails us. It really does. Can't believe that it's an hour that flew by. Well, it's nearly gets again, which, where's that year gone? I mean, it's a whole year since we were all at Getz, and now we're setting up to do it all again. Time flies. Tempus fugit. It really does. But it's great to see everybody. I can give you some medication that will give you acids on your chest. Then stream the layout on OnlyFans as a bikini profitable. Well, it would be a mankini, but I don't think that'll hold water, actually. But never mind. Never mind. My hour in Sydney went fast today too. Yeah, I'll bet it blooming did. The time just flies past. Where does it go? It's the older we get, the more it seems to accelerate. Grandpa Rails, later all. Thanks for coming in, JD. Hope you enjoyed it. It was the remnants of what I've been running for the last couple of weeks. I will have a big change out, and if I do run next Sunday and don't go to Getz on the Sunday, then I'll pick up something funky and run it. It could be Americana, but we will see. If it's knitted from wool, it will hold loads of water. Yes, and then shrink uncontrollably. Looks like Marula can run their ships outside again. Well, good. That's good. Rob's live stream. Thank you very much for that, Dino. You're welcome, Anthony. It's always great having you in the stream. It's a real bolster having our American, Australian, Canadian friends in, and not forgetting our European cousins also. That means Hamburg is flooded. Hamburg is flooded? Oh dear. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Ivo, but I'm sure being Germany, they'll have it well under control. Working until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. That's quite a while yet. That's another 7 hours or so. Anyway, enjoy it, Randall. Thanks everybody for coming in. See you, those that are going to Getz. I'll see you there. And very, very much looking forward to that. And we'll have a blast. We just will. We always do. We got lots of company, lots of trains, lots of humour, and everything that goes with it. We'll enjoy the show, no doubt about that. Let's just hope there's not too much pushing and shoving, and everybody behaves themselves, and everybody uses a bit of deodorant. Yeah, it's not very nice when you go along to these places and a lack of deodorant makes things rather smelly. But just fix my camera there. That's better. Now I haven't got a list. I was just thinking about that joke where the guy goes into the butcher's and he says, can I have some bacon, please? And he says, lean back. I still want some bacon. Sorry, that's a hoary old joke. And the other one where the guy goes into the shoe shop and says, can I have a pair of shoes? Size 9, please. Tries them on. He says to the lady, he says, they're a bit tight actually. He said, well, try them with the tongue out. I thought too tight. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll leave you with that thought, and everybody have a great week, and adios amigos.